So this is Baruch, and we are at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel. It's been a while since we get deeply involved in the Zohar and Sefer Tzniut over there, and those are very deep views of creation itself. It's for very few people. A great Pirush that you don't really, because I think associated with the Litvish background, is the Vilna Gaon is really deeply into the Sefer Tzniut, which it's mashma from what he says that he has a grasp of Kabbalah that is on a very, very high level. And some of the Pirushim, or the books that I read, really puts him on an equal level, at least, not to say that they're arguing, but the perspectives are considered to be so complete as the Ari HaKodesh. So you see them side by side some places, others, not just those people, but disciples of the people who know the Uri, they know it really, really well. And that Vilna Gaon goes into that. Well, here's someone else. Here's a Hasidish look, really. This is the Zohar Kodesh Menukad, with the Pirush of Matok the Devaj, Rabbi Daniel Frisch, a Holocaust survivor who went through a miraculous life, dedicated his life to the study of Zohar. And it has been said that on the day that he finished his explanation of the Zohar, his translation into Hebrew, he died. So here we have it. We're going to take a look at I opened it up to this page, and it seemed like it was easy enough to read, so I read it. Let's see what it says like this. It says, Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Yossi was traveling along his way. Pagabe Rabbi Chia, he ran into Rabbi Chia. And those of you who have been in the north of Israel, and you know where Sfat is, say for example, which is a big place up there, it's it's one of the high places. Well, you go around, there's like a horseshoe bend around the road. In those days, they didn't have cars. They used donkeys or whatever, they walked. You come to another place called Meron. There's a big mountain up there too. It's a very high elevated area over here. Pagabe Rabbi Chia, so these two men are walking along the road. So he says this statement that the rabbi said like the Chsiv Be'el Be'eli. It's a story in Shmuel Aleph. So there I swore to Beis Eli, I promised it. Im Yiskaper Avon Beis Eli, if they can find a way to have kapara, that is for the house of Eli, bezevach of a mincha, if you could offer, say, sacrifices, and then Hashem would forgive you ad olam. So he just keep bringing them and bringing them and bringing them. Bezevach of mincha and miskaper, but the Zohar says that this is not going to help you. Bringing a daron, bring money, bringing whatever. Avach of miskaper, who b'divrei Torah. But if a person wants to find a way to get kapara, he has to learn Torah. Why? Begin to divrei Torah salkim al kol korbanin da'alma, because they're up higher, they lift up. Salkim, they go up over all the korbanim da'alma. Any kind of sacrifice you think you could make. Let's see, like today, we don't have physical sacrifices. We have money. Just giving money is a sacrifice. You take something away from yourself. Because the world's a dangerous place, as we've explained. Is the Chesiv of Zohar Teva the Olo. This is the Torah, the fire offering, the mincha, the meal offering, the chotos, etc., the ashram, the muim, different kinds of offerings. Shalka l'raisa l'kabel kol karbanin the alma. You have a balance scale. All the offerings that you could make of your whole life long. The Torah balances them out. Now, we're reading now just the words of the Zohar, and later we'll see the words of Rabbi Daniel Frisch. So Rabbi Chia said to him, he says, this is certainly the truth. The kol man the ishtad b'algaisa, that anyone who really devotes himself to learning Torah, afal gab is gazar alei on shachab la'ela, even though there's a gazera on this person, and he is going to be punished. This would help him. It will be better for him than any kind of sacrifice, other kind of sacrifice he could make. And this will cause that punishment to be torn up. So he writes, the Matok B'Devash writes, I don't know if it's a Matok B'Devash, it's actually in Aramaic. Again, the loy bar l'shma, because the reason why he's loy here in Aramaic means to learn. Because he's learning the Shema, because why he is learning is because he wants to reach the master of all forgiveness and to bring his Torah there. So he said that is a Kudsha Barichu, who is pious b'chadei, and he will find a way to appease on the behalf of this person. So he said, V'tal chazik. So that has to do with learning the Shema because you love Hashem, and this is a pathway. V'tal chazik. So come and see. Lo idke bar nash v'lo men. No man could be purified in this world. El b'minim deraisa, only with words of Torah. Beginning kach, and for this reason, milin deraisa lo bekam lecha betuma. So therefore they can't receive uncleanness. Now he's talking about. It's really hard to say what tuma is exactly, but we translate it in English as ritual uncleanliness. In other words, you're not fit to be able to receive the light of God. It's like being turned away. Begin the ihi kaim the call the elam because the ihi it's coming. Let's see what Matok says. Kaima. It exists and it stays l'dekol le'ilan misa'ave, to be able to purify those people who are unclean. V'az v'asach b'charaisa ishtakach. So you find that the cure, the medicine, is in the Torah. That can be found. D'chsev refuah. So refuah's tehi l'sarecha. Now I'm not sure l'sarecha. So refuah's tehi, let them be for healing tehi l'sarecha. Now what's sarecha means? V'shikui la'atzmosach amatzmosecha. So these words I don't know. I have to get them from the Matok B'Devash. Well, let's look at it. Let's go down and see the Matok B'Devash. See what I'm going to do here. He says, so we were on these words, with his words, and he has this pasuk. The pasuk is a pasuk in Mishlei. Hold on for 1 minute. We're going to get the art scroll out. So this is a really nice little thing I've got, this art scroll app. You could switch it from Hebrew to English if you want. So this pasuk, it says, Refus tehe l'sharecha, v'shikui latzmosecha. Now these are words that are very difficult for me to know, so I switch over to the English. Here it is. Where's number? Here we're up on number 8. It will be health to your navel and marrow to your bones. Here he's talking about the Torah, I guess. Torah Bashan. We'll see the Matok B'Devash in a minute. So he says like this, he says, going on, the Zohar goes on. It's a healing. And purification is found in the Torah. Of the Chsev, it's written like this, Yiras Hashem Tehora Omedes La'ad, the fear of Hashem is pure. Omedes La'ad, and it will remain for the person forever. My Omedes La'ad, so the Zohar asks, what does he mean by that? He said, that a person will always remain in that level of purity. And it will never leave him behind. Now let's see now, one of the things about the Matok B'Devash is this, he studied the Rav. He knows some pathways, many, in the words of the Kisvei Rav. Let's go on, that says, Rabbi Yosef Holach B'derech, Pagash Bod Rabbi Chia, he ran into Rabbi Chia. So Rabbi Chia said to him, that should be Arach HaChaverim. So the Chaverim talked about this pasuk. He said, it says by Eli HaKohen, And so I swore to that house, that there will never be any sacrifice they could bring that will bring them into forgiveness. So the rabbi said, Sham, they said over there, and that's what he says, I have to read the Aramaic. So he said, so with these sacrifices, so but the Torah will bring you back. He says, what's the reason why he needs to get forgiveness from Torah? How does it work? And he has begin the divrei Torah, the fisha divrei Torah olim b'ma'ala v'chashivos al kar korban l'shaba'olam. They're higher than any carbon. Nothing you can give, nothing you can sacrifice of your life is as good as learning Torah. The rabbis have said like this, the Chsiv, and he quotes this part, Zos Torahs, the Oila, the Mincha, the Chatas, the Ashim, the Lemuyim. He says the Torah of them, Mikanki, Shakil, or Raisa, the Kabul, called Karbana, the Alma. So every one of them has a Torah that precedes it. A Torah Shekib l'Chokugol, Kol Karbana Sheba'olam. But Tam B'Davar, what's the reason for this? Ki HaKohen, B'chakravas HaKarban, when he brings the Kohen, when he brings the sacrifice. Miyached Kucha Barichu V'Shkinte, so he causes a yichud that takes place between the male force of the universe, which is in this case is the universe of giving, of flowing, of Kucha Barichu, the Holy One, blessed be He. That's that concept. The Shkinte, and the receptacle for it, which is female aspect. This is male and female force. So it comes like this. The person who sins, he's not fixing himself. But his tikkun comes about as a result of what the Kohen does. Because the Kohen is an intermediary between what's most high, what's down here. But a person who's involved in Torah, hu ba'atzmo, the hevel piv, with the words that come out of his mouth, the breath of his mouth, the hevel piv, miyached kutshu barichu v'shkinte, that is the words of Torah that are coming out of your mouth, causes that yichud between the male and the female force of the world. And as a result of this, the fire that is produced brings this person back into the fire of Torah. The hevel piv, let's talk about the breath that comes out of your mouth and the words that are attached to those breaths. Hu kareach ashan ha'ma'arocha, it's like the sweet savor of the fire, of the smoke that's on the altar. V'hu nivchad l'Hashem mezevach. He is nivchar. V'hu nivchar is more important to Hashem than his offering. Let's just read a little bit more. I gave you Amalei Rabbi Yossi. So Rabbi Yossi then said to him, "Kain hu v'adek edvaracho." It's like you said. He called me she'oseh b'Torah, that anyone who gets himself involved in the learning of Torah, even though that it's destined that he is going to be punished, who lenachas ruach, because of the sweet savor, the sweet scent, the HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yosef Bekar Korbanos Olam. I think it Nicholei Bekar Korban Olam. Who lenachas, it brings more benefit, more blessing from Hashem than any carbon that you could bring. Bekar Korbanos Olam. L'chein v'haku on shach iskara, because therefore he says Gezeres onesh haku nikra v'nisbatel, it will be nullified. Let's have one more little piece. Let's see what it looks like. See what he says. So the Zohar says, it's the only thing that can purify. Begin kach milin da raisa la mekablecha b'tuma. So therefore the chain ain't divrei Torah mekablen tuma. Begin the ichi kain becha the kol the idach b'sa'ove, because the Torah is coming. It's an agent of purification. So he said they don't receive to. It's there to bring purity. He mikveh tahara, because it is the holy mikveh, the purification waters. It is the water of purification, the yisrael l'tahram, to be able to cleanse them ma'avonosam, from their sins. He says of a refuas haguf hanefesh nimsas b'torah. That's where you find. That's where you find everything. It will be like a refuel for, that's he's translating the pasuk. It'd be good for your navel, and it will bring actually the energy that represented by the marrow inside of your bones, which is the inside of where everything develops. V'daki yusa, so v'daki yusa, that purity, ishtakach b'raisa v'gamet ha'charva nimsas b'torah. Ki metaheres es ha'adam mitumas ha'nefesh, because it purifies the person. From the tuma, it affects his soul. V'yiras Hashem ha'inach ha'torah l'kamon, and later on he'll talk more about this. Ma pirusho v'omar, what is it really, this real explanation? He says like this. That man who's learning Torah, Omed Tamed Ba'osach HaTahara, he will always maintain that level, will be within that man's soul. And that level of purity that he reaches from the Torah will never be nullified in the person, will never be removed from the person, it will always be there. This is Baruch Flashman. You're listening to the Zohar, the Parshat of the week, Parshat KEDOSHIM. So this is the Tikkun elevated call.